What is the effect of the Afghan withdrawal going to do to global terrorism?
Yeah, I think that's the right question to ask. I mean, there's a lot in that, and I'll try to unpack it just as succinctly as I can. And here's some things I think that are worthy of considering as people make up their own mind of what, does Afghanistan really matter in the scheme of things? This little, dusty-ass country in Southwest Asia that no one has really heard about until 9/11. I think that it does. It matters to everyday Americans. It matters to people who are raising their kids. And if you have, whether you have memory of 9/11 or not, here's why I think it matters and what the impact is going to be on global terrorism. First of all, we may think that we're done with Al-Qaeda and ISIS, but they're not done with us. The enemy, we're taught in special operations, always has a vote in the outcome of the plan. You may make the best plan in the world, but the enemy gets a vote on how that happens. And in this case, global terror groups like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they have a narrative that drives them to action that they follow for centuries, right? We may come and go with political polarization and political administrations, our narrative changes, our goals change. It's not true for Al-Qaeda and ISIS. They have a goal to reestablish the Islamic Caliphate. They have a goal to unseat and destroy the apostate governments of the Middle East and the great Satan in the West. That does not change, right? They may get decimated and experience degradation like what happened with the 20-year war in Afghanistan and the ISIS campaign in Syria, but they do not lose the focus on their narrative, and they are very patient and very committed. What you're seeing right now in Afghanistan is a complete return to where we were pre-9/11. And I'm getting this firsthand from former Afghan special operators who fought Al-Qaeda and ISIS for years. Also from Legend, the Afghan-American intel NCO from our Army who's been in country reporting as well. They're all saying the same thing. Al-Qaeda, Lieutenant General Sami Sadat, the last commander of Afghan special operations before the country fell. I've had conversations with him. He's getting ready to go back into the country and try to mobilize the commandos as part of the resistance, which is encouraging to me. But he's saying the same things. Al-Qaeda has completely reconstituted. The strike on Ayman Zawahiri, who was the number 2 under bin Laden and then the number 1, shows us that he was standing on the porch of an affluent Kabul neighborhood in broad daylight.
Yeah,
he was there as a guest of the Taliban. General, gosh darn it, another Afghan special operations general recently talked at a conference that I was at, and he said that the Taliban are actually issuing passports and visas to foreign fighters to live comfortably in Afghanistan. We know for a fact that foreign fighters from Syria, Iraq, Al-Qaeda foreign fighters from North Africa and even Southeast Asia are back in Afghanistan training openly on former Afghan army bases in Helmand and Kandahar.
Why do you think they're amassing in Afghanistan from all these other countries?
Well, it's the perfect safe haven. If you're going to have a global terror threat projection, if you're going to